All right. Are we live? I believe we're live. I hope we're live. Should be about 17 seconds in. There we go. Welcome back. I believe this is number 3 for today. Yes. Late night stream. Shout out to everybody able to join. Now, I don't want to waste these people's time, so let's get right into it. I welcomed all of these pro pit bull people to this live stream, and I don't even know who these people are. I've seen their Twitter, seen their little websites. They're all pro pit bull. Okay, I invited all of you. Can y'all see that pop up? These pop ups: Pit Bull Guru, the Doo-Doo, Dodo, right? Hippo Lover Corey. Y'all come in here. Get in here. Pile on in the room. Pit Bull Advocate, right? Almost 7,000 followers. Y'all get in here. Pit Bull Rescue Central, Stand Up for Pits Foundation, Angel City Pit Bulls. I tagged all of you. Come on in here. Let's deal with this slogan that you all talk about so often. I'm going to deal with one slogan at a time. I'm going to focus on this slogan or catchphrase, whatever this is supposed to be. But I'm going to deal with some other narratives from the pro pit bull people as well. I want to deal with this: punish the deed, not the breed. People, is it just me, or does that make no sense at all? That is one of the most brainless, thoughtless phrases I've ever heard. Also invited a couple law firms, one law firm, Nodrich and Cohen. And I'll explain why later. Punish the deed, not the breed. Now, it is late night. I usually don't do live streams this late at night, but I want to pick a debate, an intellectual fight. And I want to bully some of these bully lovers around, because that's what I do from time to time here. I try to be nice and welcome you all, but that doesn't work. So let me be aggressive. And let me just pick from your own narrative, since you don't want to put any of your own thoughts out there. This is one of your favorite phrases. Punish the deed, not the breed. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the deed means action. Isn't that right? A deed is what you do. Isn't that right? Do we need a definition? Let's get it right and exact for this video, out of respect for the people who I invited. An action that is performed intentionally or consciously. Now, when you deal with pit bulls / bully breeds, you deal with severe mutilations. What does that mean? It means the breed dictates the deed. In other words, if you told me that 10 patients in a hospital was hospitalized for a dog attack and they've been mutilated and they've been there for 5-7 days, I would bet $1 million on each one having been attacked by a pit bull, and I would be right. 100% of them would have been mauled by a pit bull. I can look at the deed and tell you what the breed is. If there are 10 patients in a hospital for a dog bite and it barely broke the skin and they didn't even need to be hospitalized, far less percentage of those victims will have been bitten by a pit bull. If you tell me 10 patients died as a result of a dog attack, I would bet you anything the majority of those patients were killed by a bully breed. Keep in mind, we don't differentiate between bully breeds. Pit bull, bully breed, same thing. Look, bully breed is bully. That includes Rottweilers. Those are bully breeds. So how exactly does this make sense? Punish the action. Okay, we're punishing the action by banning the breed. What's the action? Mutilations. Severe maulings, where people literally lose limbs. I just went over 2 dog attacks on my most recent live stream where a father and his daughter had their arms barely hanging onto their body as a result of being attacked by the same pit bull. Had you told me that story, I would have bet that it was a pit bull that did it. These types of horror story, mutilations, gruesome, nightmarish type maulings is the deed that we are punishing, that we want to do away with. The only way to do that is to make sure that there are no bully breeds in society. Does that make sense? Now, we all know pit bull lovers, they don't like to deal with facts and information. We all know that. Where y'all at? I invited you to the live stream. Where are you? We're 8 minutes and 30 seconds in. Are you here? Any of you? Do you disagree with what I just said? Because I have more receipts. We don't really even need to go over all of it, but I'm going to go over a little. We want to do away of these mutilations. The only way to do that is to make sure no pit bulls are around. It is because they are pit bulls that they inflict these types of injuries unprovoked. Now, let's get a little deeper into this. And I'm going to call on to the assistance of a law firm. Let's see what we got here. And I spoke about this law firm in the members area. Okay. And that is Nadrich, probably butchering this word or name, Nadrich and Cohen. They have an article on their website. It is titled, California Should Outlaw pit bulls. This is a law firm, an injury law firm, accident injury lawyers. They wrote this earlier this year, people. Now, these lawyers, this law firm, they may not want anything to do with me. That's fine. I wouldn't want to hurt their reputation. But I have to take my hat off to this law firm for this, because they didn't have to do this. There are other injury law firms. They simply offer their services if you've been attacked by a dog. They don't specify that pit bulls should be outlawed. This right here is very brave, because they know that they'll be turning away pro-pit bull people. And they're obviously okay with that. This is major. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and share a link to their website in the chat room now. Isn't that crazy? I've never seen that. I've studied the websites or checked out the websites of several law firms. I've never seen this. It said California should outlaw pit bulls. And look at the juicy information they have on this website. They have rounded up all of the major talking points here. Make up around 5.8% of the dog population. Killed 568 Americans from 05 to 20, a 15-year period. In 15 years, killed 568 Americans. Think about that. In 15 years, that's not a long time. 568 deaths. And contributed to 67% of these deaths. The next closest breed, Rottweilers, which is bully breeds. So add that onto the other figure. Do the math. That's what we want. That's the deed we're talking about, pit bull lovers. In order to do away with deaths like that, a death streak like that, 568 in 15 years, you can't do that without banning pit bulls. Does that make sense? You pit bull lovers and you lobbyists, whatever you are, we call you pit nutters over here. These are your last days on this earth. Nobody has come at you in your goofy narrative the way the Crusaders will. It is open and shut. And we are relying on the power of information that has been put out over the years by people like this law firm, other websites, dogsbite.org, and others, Pitbull Victim Awareness. We have meditated on your goofy narratives, and we've seen the folly in it. It didn't take us that long. Pit bulls involved in 36% of pediatric dog bite injuries, Central Texas. Look, 100% of fatal dog attacks involving multiple victims in 2020 involved pit bull. 100%. Y'all heard that story in Canada where I think it was around the 1970s. A woman's daughter was attacked by a pit bull, and the doctor found that the child had 80 puncture wounds. 80 puncture wounds. And they sent the mother to jail until they found out that pit bulls can inflict that type of damage. It was the first time, the earliest time, they realized how much damage pit bulls inflict. We're talking about those types of deeds. Pit bull lovers, you can't do away with stuff like that and have bully breeds around. It is time to reapply these bans all across the country. There's a wave of intelligence coming through. Get out the way. 85% of fatal dog attacks, which killed adults, 30 to 49 involve pit bulls. These are crazy statistics. And we've all known them. And every time we go through them, it's crazy. 48% of infants killed by dogs from 05 to 19 were killed by pit bulls. As we all know, children under 13 make up over half of all dog bite victims. And children make up some 17% of the population. And these attacks are all unprovoked. Don't start with that. Don't start with that. They're all unprovoked. Yeah, y'all go through. Look at this. They have really laid out their case. This law firm laid out their case, dead set against pit bulls in California. I got to take my hat off to this man. All law firms, all injury. Could you imagine if all injury law firms did the same thing? Said that they should be banned in their state? This is major. If you live in that area and you are injured, you stub your toe, whatever, go check out this law firm. Right? Check out this. At least you know there won't be any pit bulls being passed off as therapy dogs running around in the building. Remember, they do bring therapy dogs into these courthouses and whatnot these days. But we all know of these goofy talking points. Punish the breed. Excuse me. Yeah, punish the breed. That makes more sense. Punish the deed, not the breed. Do you understand, pit bull lovers? We want to punish the deed. These crazy mutilations and that are increasing. As I said, they are already banned pit bulls over there somewhere in India, some district over there in India. Here is the article on that. I think I talked about this in the members area. Good for them. This was after some crazy attacks. Remember the 80-year-old lady was killed by her pit bull. I shared that story yesterday. These things are constant. This is a pandemic that nobody's paying attention to. We're paying attention to it now. Okay? These goofy talking points of these pit bull lovers. Look at this one. This is cringeworthy. This website here. 8 reasons not to ban the pit bull. They're good family dogs. What? Point blank, they're good family dogs. They're fun. Oh, wow. Moving on. So many good families have them. People, that is too stupid to even reply to. They're the American icon. Wow. Okay, this is horrible. Okay, here's a good one. Here's a popular one. Let me increase the size here. They're all familiar with this one. And that is, yeah, the ban does not stop dog bites. Right here. That is a popular one, right? The ban does not stop dog bites. It's a proven fact, they say. This little ban people are trying to place will not stop dog bites. Statistics have even showed this. Just like putting a killer in prison, it does not stop other killers. Other dogs bite. Yeah, other dogs bite. But rarely do they rip people's faces clean off the skull. Rarely do they leave 80 puncture wounds. Very rarely. Now, I believe all dogs should be banned. But pit bulls are easy targets. That's why I'm picking on you now, bullying you around. And there's nothing you can say about it. Is there any of you in the chat room now? Have any of you joined yet? Please highlight me or shout me out if any one of them makes their presence known. I'd like to hear from you. They understand exactly what we mean. They're not stupid. They have to be playing stupid. Nobody is this airheaded. Yeah, we know other dogs bite. Other dogs are not pit bulls. Right? We need to ban the breed that was bred to fight and kill, to attack, to not stop attacking, to attack in a way to inflict maximum damage. Yeah, people don't report when the poodle bites. That's another one of their talking points. Well, you never hear the news talking about when a poodle or a dachshund bites someone. That's because it's a minor injury. Yeah, it's more newsworthy when someone's throat is ripped out. Is there something unusual about? There's nothing unusual about that. They hear about a horrific mauling, a death, a crazy mutilation where blood is everywhere. Yeah, that's more likely to make the news. Well, there's nothing sophisticated about that. See how the pit bull lovers, they've tried to turn that into rocket science. You know, they've tried to talk to the public as if they're stupid. That's insulting to say that other dogs bite. That's like sarcasm. That is sarcasm. Other dogs bite. So, yeah, bring a strange poodle into someone's home and leave it there. They may not be that afraid. Bring a fully grown pit bull and leave it there. They might be afraid. What are you going to say? Oh, don't worry, all dogs bite? Do you think that's going to comfort them? Comfort the people who have to sit in a home with a pit bull they've never seen in their life? Is that supposed to make them feel better? Oh, don't worry about it being a pit bull because the poodle can bite as well. That's sarcasm, people. And nobody is going to stand for that. Smart people are going to join us. They're not going to be a part of this goofy, brainless. It has no logic. Their rhetoric is just brainless. It's just insulting to intelligent people. And I can tell the pit bull rhetoric it has been put together by low IQ people. They didn't even try to be clever with this rhetoric. Other dogs bite? Is that the best you could do? Well, I guess there's not much you can do with dogs this dangerous. You can only try to persuade them from the obvious so much. Wow. Innocent dogs will die. They always have a new one coming out the woodworks because they make them up themselves. Y'all notice that? How different websites that you go to where they talk about why pit bulls should not be banned, they all have their little own list, sort of, for the most part. 2 or 3 here and there. It's because they make them up. And the popular ones get passed around, regurgitated, repackaged. Here's another one. I couldn't find her. Humane Society of Huron Valley. Why breed bans don't make sense. You go through this website, it is all feelings, all emotion, no information, no facts, no medical records. I got testimony from dozens of doctors. Nobody is more qualified to tell you which dogs are more dangerous than doctors. Nutters don't want to hear you. Don't want to hear your little story about your little personal mutt. You think just because if you go around a pit bull and it don't rip your face off, that proves that it's a stereotype that they're dangerous. That proves it. That you was with it for a moment and it didn't kill you. Nothing changes the facts. You can see the rhetoric here. Dogs can be dangerous. Blah, blah, blah. It's all emotion, no information at all. They blame it on the breeders. The same rhetoric. But as we all know, the dogs that usually end up attacking children and their owners, which are usually women, those dogs were not raised by violent thugs. They're raised by those same types of women. Dogs been through shelters all their life since they was a puppy. And there's mostly women working in these goofy shelters. Stop acting like there's some underground dog breeding unit somewhere. Those little backyard breeders are sparse. They're not that thick. Trust me, these shelters are far more populated with pit bulls than these little backyard breeders. Y'all not gonna get away with that nonsense. They talk that rhetoric about backyard breeders, knowing full well most of those pit bulls get raised right in shelters all their little worthless life. And they're violent their whole worthless life. Y'all remember I showed that video, that lady in a shelter getting mauled. They're always getting attacked and killed in these shelters. A lot of it you don't hear about. You can imagine. Probably the majority of dog attacks that don't get reported is taking place in these shelters. The same place where they're trying to sell you these violent mutts. The shelters are overflowing with these mutants, these raggedy, dangerous, filthy mutants. And they need to be gotten rid of. It is as simple as that. Punish the deed, not the breed. No. We want to punish the deed. The only way to do that is to punish the breed, because only this breed attacks the way that it does, causes as much damage as it does, and let's be honest, pit bulls are involved in the majority of severe attacks, and they are most likely involved in the majority of dog bites in general, as many sources indicate. I've shared several of them here, where they say pit bulls are involved in most dog bites, not just severe maulings, not just trips to the emergency room. There's nothing on this earth that deserves to be removed more than pit bulls, and there never has been. All these little toys that they banned, that they cleared from the shelves, were nowhere near. Are you kidding? The injuries that those toys caused were minor. Usually never even broke the skin. But it's an accident, right? The dog attack, it's an accident. Somebody provoked it. But it was bred to attack unprovoked, to kill, to not stop attacking. It was bred to be triggered off very slight things that other dogs wouldn't be triggered by. They were bred to not stop attacking, to attack until the target is killed. That is very unique. That is a unique deed, pit nutters. That is a very unique act, a thing to do. You want us to punish that without getting rid of pit bulls? What are you talking about? So I usually don't pick on these pit bull lovers, but I'm going to start doing it more often because you're easy targets and you're out here making a lot of noise. You have a lot of influence. Y'all have a lot of followers. We just letting you know we're here. We've documented everything. We're ready for you. In fact, it's over. We're just letting you know that it's over. All the nonsense, all the rhetoric is over. We see you out here in some of these rallies. We're going to come there. We're going to show up and bring the information. And we're going to see who's right and who's wrong. I don't want to hear no YouTube video with a mutt with happy music playing in the background. You put a sweater on a pit bull, and that's supposed to be evidence that they're misunderstood. We want to hear facts and information. Facts and information, okay? No yelling. Nothing stupid. I don't want to hear how you feel. I want you to make a case. And we're going to make ours. And we will win this crusade. And these mutants will be banned and removed from the earth forever. Shout out to everybody able to join me on this live stream. Shout out to all the new people, the pit bull lovers who I invited. It is a pleasure to meet you. You better get to know us. We're going to make you know us. Right? We look forward to it. And I hope to see you all on the next live stream as we continue with this crusade.